Hey guys, welcome to the 4th of Rocktober. Yes, Lala, I think I'm going to keep Rocktober, if I can remember. So, today is, what day is today? Today's Wednesday, and it's about 8:30 p.m. here in Bangkok, and I was going to spend the evening, working on my edits and getting my tutorial and my podcast done. Well, my laptop decided to stop charging today. So as I tried to work on it, it died. It just died. So I've been banging it around and it just won't work. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I've tried different outlets. I don't know. So when I got home, I realized that I had the evening to do something else because the headmaster will not be in until Friday for the Kraka Shark. So actually, I started working on my little amigurumi gifty for the head of secondary because I don't know if I mentioned that since I was making something for the headmaster because he requested it, I kind of needed to make something for my immediate supervisor, for Helen. And so I went in and I asked her what animal she wanted. She didn't know. Asked her what color. I think I told you this. I asked her what her favorite color was. She said purple. I said, okay, I can work with that. And she's the swim coach as well. And so I was trying to think of an animal, sea creature or something, but I decided to work on a mermaid. So I'm doing a mermaid. Now I couldn't find a mermaid pattern, of course, with the big blanket yarn. I don't know. So I'm modifying again. I think she turned out pretty good. She's a little hippie, but that's okay. And I have the little shells, did pink skin, and I didn't want to do the hair. I couldn't figure out a way to do the hair with the big blanket yarn. So I went to what in Thailand is called 8-ply, but it's more like it doesn't look like, it's a pretty thick 4, like a 4.5 to a 5 weight, Aran weight, thick Aran weight. Anyway, and I'm just using the 6mm hook, and I'm pretty much following the directions for that. Since I'm using a 6mm instead of like a 3.5mm, it's working out for this larger head. Put her eyes in, they're green eyes. See? The instructions only have to do like little pink cheeks, which I don't need to do because she's already pink. But I think I'm going to put little red lips or something on the face. It doesn't call for lips, but I think she needs a mouth. I'm going to try it. Put some little kissy mouth, kissy lips on her, I think. But I like how that's turning out. And yeah, so that's my little mermaid. And I should finish that up tonight or tomorrow morning before I go in. I can take that to her before the headmaster comes in on Friday, and I'll have the Kraka Shark. I'll be finishing that up tomorrow night. It's my hot cocoa. Ugh, so good. So, the headmaster was there this morning, though, when I went into school, when I went into work. And I was a little confused why he was there. I didn't say anything. I just said hello and just went in, clocked in, went to my room to wait for my little year 7 homeroom kids to come in so that I could take attendance and send them on their way today. When they came in, one of them asked me if I had heard what happened last night at the mall. I was like, no, what happened? And they proceeded to tell me that there was a shooting at the mall. Now, they do have guns here in Thailand, in Bangkok. There are guns. There are probably more guns. I think I read there's more guns here in Thailand than in other Asian countries around. And shootings, while not common, they're not unheard of. Mass shootings, however, are unheard of. There's like one every few years or something. So there was a 14-year-old boy who went into the Siam Paragon Mall, really big, really posh, mall that a lot of tourists go to. I've been to, I think I took Mom and Leanne there last year. I think we went to Siam. And really beautiful mall. 14-year-old Thai, I believe he was Thai, student, went to an international school here, opened fired yesterday afternoon with a pistol. They can't get automatic weapons here, so he had a pistol. He did kill 2 adults. One was a Chinese tourist, the other one was a national from Myanmar, I think. And then there were a few other people who were injured. A couple were badly injured. Ambulances came, you know, took care of the whole thing. Anyway, so the kids had all kinds of stories they were telling me, questions that they had. I didn't know, I hadn't read up on it yet. So I looked it up while we were sitting there so that I could give them the facts as I could find them from reputable news sources. They had all kinds of stories already. So then later on, I didn't have a class yet. And so I went down to get a coffee, ran into the headmaster who's still there. I asked him at that point, it was just the 2 of us walking in the hall. I asked him why he was there. And he asked me if I had heard what happened. I said, yeah. He said, well, I wanted to come in just to make sure, just to see how the kids were doing, and be here just in case, because he didn't know what kind of fallout there might be, which I totally understand, and it made perfect sense once he put it all together for me. Unfortunately, you know, in the U.S., it's not a daily occurrence, but it's a regular occurrence, and if it didn't happen in a school, even if it was in the same city, it's not, unfortunately, it's not that big of a deal. So I didn't really put it together until he and I were speaking about it. He said, and I wanted to talk to you about this and just to get your input on how we should handle it at the school. And so I don't know why he wanted to talk to me. If it was 1, I'm the psychology teacher. 2, I've already asked him about being trained in as a counselor for the school. 3, I'm an American who's been a teacher handling this kind of happenings in our community in the past, or a combination of all. So we talked about it back and forth a little bit, basically being, I think that the kids need to know, he said, you know, should we talk about it? Should we bring them all together? Should we train the teachers? La, la, la. My immediate response was, you know, I don't think that we need a teacher training, especially because we're international teachers. Now, if we were all Thai teachers, maybe so. But I'm pretty sure that the secondary international teachers, mostly Western, not U.S. but British, and some U.S. teachers, would know how to handle it if the kids come up with questions. However, the kids are Thai, the majority of them. And so what do they need? I said, I think we need to be very straight with them in the secondary school. Primary, I have no idea. Secondary, 6th grade through 12th grade, basically, we need to be open and honest with them with as much as we know, because they will speak about it, if not with us, then with each other, and make up all kinds of stuff. So told him that I think we needed to somehow get across to them what's going on. So he said, thank you very much, and he walked off, and I thought about it, so I texted him back. I said, I really think that we need to get together, get all the students, either all the teachers at the same time, communicating with them, or somehow get them all together so that they have all the facts today before they leave, you know, just to make sure that they know what's going on and they don't have a whole nother 18 hours to just hear what's going on social media and between themselves. He said, okay, I'm going to talk to Helen, head of secondary. She'll be getting with you, because he was leaving to go off to his training that he was going to be off for today and tomorrow. I saw Helen head of secondary during break, and she came up to me and she said, yeah, David said that you and I should chat about this. What do you think we should do? I said, well, I think that if we can, let's get all the kids together for a few minutes and just make sure that they know what's going on, make sure that they know that we're here if they want to talk to somebody. She said, okay, how about 8th period? Are you free 8th period? Yeah, bring the students. She said, so that's good. So I'll make sure everybody knows, and you're going to be there and you can handle this, right? So, oh, do you want to talk to them? I'm asking her, are you sure you want to talk to them? She said, oh no, I think you should do this. I said, okay. So I don't know what expertise I have. I'm a little sad that I think that my expertise is that I come from the US where there are mass shootings daily. And unfortunately, fortunately, I do know how to handle the situation. So we got all the kids together. They came all in. All the teachers were very open to sharing them for the first few minutes. I said, I don't want to keep them that long. Just want to have them all in one place. So as they all came in, very respectful kids, just said to them, look, I wanted everybody to hear what's happening all at the same time so that you know what's happening all at the same time. It's not going through anybody's game of telephone. So I just told them there are two things that I know. One is we all want to know why. We will never know why. Two is there's always people who are scared, confused, and anxious. And talking about it helps. So I went on to give them the facts that I know, that I found on the reputable websites, what the police had reported, and to let them know they are free to excuse themselves from the remainder or from their last period class, to speak to their homeroom teacher, to speak to the head of secondary, to speak to whoever it is that they feel comfortable with. If they're confused, that's normal. If they're scared, that's normal. If they are like, whatever, I don't really care what's going on because nobody I know is involved, that's normal. Whatever you're feeling is normal, and we'll go with that. And whatever you hear, don't spread it around. You have a question, ask a teacher. Then the headmaster or the head of secondary, she chimed in and said, and I'm saying, if they have any questions, whatever, please see us individually. Do you have anything else? And so she had something, and the head of safeguarding had something to say. Basically, if it hits you tomorrow, the next day, 2 weeks from now, you need to talk to somebody. Make sure you talk to somebody. And they deferred back to me each time, as long as you agree, right? I said, absolutely, I agree. So that's what happened. It was kind of strange, kind of put on the spot in one way. It was just a bizarre place for my brain to be. It was kind of like, on one hand, okay, there's a shooting. On the other hand, it was, why on earth am I like, okay, so it's a shooting? So the kids, then I followed up with my homeroom class, our PSHE, with my year 7s was immediately after that. So as we went into class, answering a lot of different questions that they had about the gun, if it was legal to have a gun, if the kid, since he was only 14, what was going to happen, all of that. And answered as much as I could. There were a couple of questions of why would he do that? Why would he do that? I said, I don't know. We will never know. Why? As a psychology teacher, I can tell you people get into psychology to try to figure out why people do that. I can stand up here and tell you why people do that sort of thing, but we won't know why he did it. So it doesn't make any sense. So we spent the rest of the time then we played a game of telephone, which in this part of the world, it's called Chinese whispers. So we played that. They had a great time. And then I brought it back to, why are we doing this, do you think? It's because of somebody, I'm telling you the first thing. And so you get down 15, 16 kids. And then Miss Joyal said this. Well, I started off with something like, well, one of them was the young girl told a story to her doll. And it ended up at the end of 15 kids, it was I'm a girl. And that's what Miss Joyal said? No, Miss Joyal did not say that. But that's what you think is what Miss Joyal said. So if you hear somebody tell you something, you just stop it. You just stop right there, because it's not the same as what somebody else said. And by the time you're done with it, it's not going to be what you said. You don't want to be part of that. So I'm babbling now. I have a lot to kind of process through today. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. And I'm very sad that it's global. That's a global issue. So that was my day. Blah. I hope you had a nice day. Hope you had a wonderful day. A wonderful Wednesday. Hump day. And Rocktober 4th. And rock on with your bad selves. And get to crocheting and enjoy your day. Love you all. Sorry for the downer. So, sorry. Bye.